We're just gonna go for it.
Okay.
Welcome to Crusader Cinematics podcast, episode number to be determined. I'm Jet Bigby.
I'm Calvin. I'm Calvin.
My name is Max.
Yes, and we usually have a couple more guys, but they are unavailable today, so we're making 3/5. That's bad. We're making an episode with
This fraction
60%
sucks,
of us.
dude.
Yeah, it's
No, but it's just rough that I.
3/5 are only bad if you make that connection. It's also just a fraction.
I made that connection immediately.
Okay.
I was like, I guess I probably shouldn't call us the 3/5 crew. That just doesn't sound great.
I think it says more about you than it does about the crew.
Yeah,
It almost certainly does. What is that noise? Oh, it's my alarm. That scared me so bad. I thought my PC was making noise for the first time, and it was an alarm. I was like, I don't even know how I do that. So, thanks to Max, we actually have kind of an idea about what we're doing for this episode. Shout out Max.
Hell yeah.
Max.
So we're just gonna jump straight into it. We're talking about our favorite horror movies, and I'm going to tell you guys why your favorite horror movies actually suck, and mine's the correct answer. So, whoever wants to lead, go ahead.
We're doing competitive horror movies.
No, not competitive, but I think I know what Calvin might say, and I'm going to dog on it really hard if he says the movie I think he's going to say.
Oh, hold on, but I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize I was supposed to pick a favorite horror movie.
Yeah, I understand how you misinterpreted the message. Let's talk about our favorite horror movies.
Okay. I think I just kind of sleepily looked at the shadows like, yeah, okay. Anyways.
For sure.
Good work, team.
Max, do you want to lead it off, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can go. Horror is my personal favorite genre, mostly because of monsters. I love innovative creature designs. I love I think the best way to open is just my favorite horror movie is The Ritual on Netflix. It is fantastic. I think it's incredibly suspenseful. The build-up is amazing. The creature design is something that a lot of people have talked about before, but it's one of my favorite monsters by far. Spoilers if anyone hasn't seen the movie, but the main villain is a creature called the Jotun, which is like a child of the Norse gods. It is a monstrous, elk thing is the best way to describe it. It's got a person's upper torso for a mouth, and it's got human hands where regular jaws would be, and it's got big ass antlers. It's an incredible monster. It's an incredible movie. I love The Ritual. That's my number one.
I think as much as I want to dog on your favorite horror movie, The Ritual goes crazy. I am an absolute pussy when I watch that. I'm a pussy when I watch any scary movies, but specifically The Ritual. I was like, I don't want to enter the woods for the foreseeable future. So it's a fair pick.
I hate it. It's dumb. I'm kidding.
I knew it's always something with you. Jeez.
It's okay.
Yeah.
The guy that doesn't like anything. You're right. I remember now.
I never understood why that was my thing. I love lots of stuff. I don't know. I was kidding. No, it's fine. We watched it 9 times. I like it.
I've seen it a dozen times easily.
I think I've seen it maybe twice. Why did we watch it 9 times?
Well, that was a bit of hyperbole, but I'm pretty sure I've watched it with you guys at least 3 times, right?
At minimum.
Yeah, actually, I think that's probably right. It's good though, and I think Max nailed it on the head. When you finally see the creature at the very end, I was like, that looks really cool. Scary, but pretty darn cool.
A little spooky.
I actually, I do. One of my hobbies is watching YouTube, believe it or not. But I watch a lot of movie reviews, and I just recently listened to someone talk about The Ritual, and I was like, maybe I should rewatch it, because he was talking about how there's so much in movies that I just don't put together. Just so we're clear, I take in the information they give to me and give it zero critical thinking. but
They're
maybe it's
good.
just been a long time since I've seen the movie. But he's like, yeah, like they make sacrifices to. He said the Oten. Is that the
Jotun. It's
Jotun.
spelled with a J,
Jotun?
so it's with like a y sound.
Oh, okay. The Jotun. They're like it
The
extends their
John.
lifespan, and I didn't put that together. They might actually say that word for word in the movie, but I just didn't know that. And then he brings up like the scene with like what I thought were just bodies, but he's like, yeah, those are just people that are alive but really old, and then he lit them on
Yeah,
fire. And I didn't I thought he was just burning like a bunch of bodies. I just
yeah, they were
didn't
talking in the scene.
the like really limp ones.
Yeah, so like he hears the voices on the other side of the door, and then when he opens the door, it's the corpses, and then he lights them on fire, and they start screaming.
I don't remember the screaming. Maybe it's just been too long since I've seen the ritual.
We just need to rewatch the ritual. That's what it sounds
Oh,
like.
oh
I
no, a
get.
13th time.
Oh no, we have to have a sleepover and have a good time.
Oh
Yeah, dude,
no!
I'm stoked.
If I could add one more, one
Mm.
thing I really appreciate about the ritual, one thing I take very seriously. I, okay, real quick disclaimer: I don't really know what I'm talking about. Like, I went to college for a year and a half to study film, and then dropped out, and now um, work on a screenplay once in a while and watch YouTube videos. So I'm not a professional. I'm not a professor. I don't know what's going on, but um, as a person who really enjoys monsters, one thing I really appreciate is when a movie puts emphasis on the reveal for its monster. Because something that bothers me with like the Annabelle movies
Mm.
is this information that there's a demon and the demon shows up once in a while, and I find the demon silly because there's never a good emphasis or there's never very much weight put on the reveal of the demon. But in the ritual, when the Jotun finally appears and you can see it, it is incredible. It is a breathtaking scene because there's been so much build up to that moment, and the design is so perfect, and the reaction from the characters is perfect. The reveal is the most important part of a monster movie for me, and I think the ritual nails that.
Um, Max, have you seen The Host?
Maybe which one is that?
It's from 2006. It's a Korean movie. It's by the guy who did Parasite.
It
Um,
sounds familiar.
I think you'd really like it because it's a monster movie. It's a monster horror movie, and it's about like a bunch of like toxic shit gets dumped in the river, and then like years later, like a big old fish monster starts like fucking just attacking people out of. It's really fucking sweet. It's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look that up.
Anyways,
Absolutely. It sounds
yeah.
familiar. I probably looked at it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
It's
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 on
a
the
it's a
expansive list.
yeah. Not only is it like fun, it's just like an actually great movie.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think so. I like it a lot. Um, I don't know when it comes to like my favorite horror movies. I don't know if Jet wants to go first actually, because I don't know. I struggle with thinking of my favorite things, so I just want to spit out like stuff I like.
If you don't have like, I mean, obviously,
I mean,
I, go ahead.
I really like. I don't know when it comes to movies that like stick in my head. It's like older stuff. I just rewatched Alien not that long ago, and I fucking love Alien. Um, I also really like The Thing.
Oh,
Both of
absolutely. Oh my god.
I fucking
Thing goes
love The Thing.
crazy.
The Thing does go crazy. Um, I don't know. I don't know. Most of the horror movies we watched, I don't like.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, because it's just like the Conjuring movies and Annabelle. I don't like movies with jump scares. If there's a jump scare in it, I immediately lose so much respect for it. Um, I don't know, because like in Alien, it's just like fucking like slow, intense, and it's just cool. I don't know. I just love it. It's scary in a very suspenseful kind of way, and the thing too. So
I have a question.
yeah,
Building off the you hate jump scares, which makes
yeah,
sense. Do you hate that like because they're cheap, right? That's why you dislike them.
yeah. They're cheap and they're startling. It's like they make me jump, but I wasn't like scared before, and I wasn't scared after the jump scare. It's just an instinctual like loud noise and thing pop up on screen and make me go, oh, you know.
So I don't mind jump scares. I'm very, very basic and probably the worst film critic out of all of us. But I was watching someone talk about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre recently, and there's a quote unquote jump scare in the show or whatever, or in the movie or whatever. Like they open a door and Leatherface is there, but there's not like the audio spike or anything.
Sure.
It's just like there's a scary guy right there gonna murder you.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
like this isn't my thoughts, but I saw
Sure.
someone talking about it and he was like, it's so much more effective to just be like, this is what it'd really be like to open this door. There's not like
Yeah.
the dramatic.
Yeah, so I think that's a good example of something that's like or of I don't know. It's not even like a jump scare in the sense that I think of in like modern horror movies. Because a lot of jump scares in modern horror movies, like in Insidious, I can't remember which one, but it's the one with Darth Maul.
I think
and
it's the
like,
first one.
Yeah.
Is that the first one? But it's like they're like sitting at the table or whatever, and like the camera turns and it turns back to the guy, and he's just like behind him or whatever. It's just I don't know. It's just like fucking thing there or thing not there. Camera move back. Thing there. Stuff like that. I fucking don't like it. But yeah, if I think the Texas Chainsaw Massacre one is cool. Because like you open the door and a thing is there, like and it doesn't even do like the loud audio spike or whatever. Like that's just neat. He's like, holy shit, he's behind the door, and it's like tense too,
Exactly. I like. I think I like the idea of the audio not being there. Like that seems really cool.
It's the building of tension and then the natural, like a natural sudden release of it, rather than like just a fucking loud spooky for absolutely no reason. And it like has an effect because again, in a lot of jump scares in movies, it's just like they're going through the ghost house and something happens that's like but it like doesn't matter at all. They just kind of keep going after that. But in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the dude's behind the door and then it's like, oh fuck, it's the guy.
It's the guy.
Yeah.
I've got to bring it up. There's this, again, terrible film critic. There's this other YouTuber I watched and he was just complaining about how all horror movie trailers are the same right now. Where it's like, they go somewhere they're not supposed to go and it's called like the murder house. And then when they're in the murder house, there's just a scary clown or something. And then the title flashes and he's like, that's every trailer. I was like, that's fair.
What was that one movie with the guy who runs a lot and he lived with his mom in the house?
Forrest Gump?
I almost said Tom Hanks, like that's the name of the movie.
Sorry. Hang on, what do you mean the guy that runs a lot? That's the only thing I can think of.
Hang on. The Flash? That's the Flash,
yeah,
right?
The Flash. It was the Flash where it was the one where the Flash moved into the house with his mom and like the like furnace kept going out in the basement and he had to keep going down to the basement. They like just moved into this big house.
Open house.
Like,
open house.
Oh,
that movie pisses me off so much.
Yeah. It was, you just
terrible one we watched?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's one of the bad ones.
I've seen that movie 3 times. And I didn't enjoy it anytime.
That was.
I think the first time was with you guys. The second time was because my girlfriend at the time wanted to watch it, and I said, "This really isn't a good movie." And they were like, "I really want to watch it. I like this actor because it's the guy from like 13 Reasons, isn't it?"
Yeah, it is.
So they wanted to watch it, and then I think the third time was to show it to someone else to see if it was still that bad, and it was.
I think I actually remember something like that. Like you like complained to us, like I had to fucking watch this movie again
because it's not interesting.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember that many jump scares in the movie, and it tries to be extremely tense. But I think on one hand, lack of information can be a good thing because, like in The Thing, you don't know who's the monster, you don't know who's gonna die next.
Yeah.
A lack of information in that sense can be interesting and really compelling for the story.
Yeah.
In Open House, you just don't know anything, and it doesn't add to the story in any meaningful way. Like there's so many loose ends and just open questions that the movie sets up and never answers, and it doesn't do anything interesting, in my opinion.
I don't remember enough about it.
I remember being underwhelmed because like nothing happened the entire movie.
Yeah.
I was like,
Exactly.
I was like, we're just kind of watching these people do a whole lot of nothing.
That's probably why I don't remember a lot from it, because I probably got bored and fell asleep. I don't know.
It's not compelling at all.
Yeah.
I only have one more thing to say about that movie. The main actor really looks like Freddie Benson, and in fact, I thought it was the same guy until right now I found out it's not.
Poor guy.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's like the Jesse Eisenberg and the guy who looks like Jesse Eisenberg.
Michael Cera.
Hang on,
Sure.
I gotta look up who Jesse Eisenberg is.
I remember getting those. I remember getting Jesse Eisenberg and Michael Cera confused a lot for a while.
Michael Cera,
Because
the comedy one.
Michael
Huh?
Cera, the actor?
Yeah, he does comedy stuff.
Oh, like he was in like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck else. What has he been? He's in the Sarah V ads. He's in Scott Pilgrim and in the Sarah V ads.
I think he was in Superbad.
That's quite the filmography.
Yeah, I know. I think was he in Superbad? I don't know.
I think-
was he the main guy in Superbad? Real quick.
Yeah, I don't. He is, isn't he?
I think he was one of them.
And is it him and like
Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
And a third person. I've never seen Superbad. I just see
Also,
the clips
that's
that
the
come
one-
up all the time.
That's one with McLovin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Kick-Ass, just so we're clear. Is that not him?
Similar. I've never seen
Isn't-
Kick-Ass either, so I couldn't tell you.
Also haven't, but
So imagine this video somehow pops off or whatever, this podcast pops off, and it's just going to be people angry at us because we don't actually pay attention to any movies.
like, they don't know the actors, the plot. They don't know nothing.
Yeah, it's like, so these guys don't talk about good movies. They don't like anything they watch. They don't know any of the like popular shit.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great looking back on this in a year's time, and it's just gonna be devastating to our brand.
Yeah.
We're gonna get canceled because we've never seen Superbad.
Yeah,
I have seen Superbad.
All right, Calvin, give me the actors.
So Michael Cera, Jonah Hill, and McLovin. Yeah.
I think he nailed it because I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I've got it pulled up right here. I don't know the McLovin actor, but we're gonna go with Christopher Mintz
Oh, I think it is.
Plath?
Elasse.
Yeah, it's Fogel. Yeah,
What did that word mean?
that's his name, dingus.
What is? Oh,
McLovin's his fake ID.
you said Fogel, and I thought you meant like that's.
How you pronounce
like,
that word?
That's
I thought that
Fogel,
was
dude.
No, 'cause so Max said like Plath, and I thought that it was pronounced like that, and then you said Fogel, and I was like, that just must be like a rule in the English language I don't know about.
Oh, okay. That's silly.
Anyways, sorry, railing this conversation. Sorry, we got a little lost.
Railing the conversation.
Re-railing, more like it.
Conversation. I also, I know we said our favorites or whatever, but I'd like to make it known you can talk about as many horror movies as you'd like. We're here to
I
talk
have 7.
about spooky things.
I wanted
7?
to add. I really like zombie movies. I really like the 28 Days Later and the controversial 28 Weeks Later. It's not that controversial. It's just not as good. The opening's really fucking sweet though, and I really like Train to Busan. You've seen Train to Busan?
Absolutely.
Train to Busan fucking rips.
I hear all of those movies are good. I've seen none of them.
We should. I really like zombie movies. We should just binge them. I don't know.
Absolutely. That'd be
100%
fun.
down. Oh
When
no,
you
we
just
have
need
to
to
have
watch
movie
movies.
nights. No.
You ever watch? No, you haven't. Have I ever told you about Dead Snow?
Yes, you have.
Dude, those two movies are awesome. Fucking the Nazi zombies in the first one, it's hilarious. It starts out as like a campy kind of bad horror movie, but then it gets so funny. And then the sequel is like the Nazi zombies versus the communist zombies war, and it's so fucking funny, dude. I love it.
I didn't
That's
know there was a
incredible.
second one.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's Dead Snow, Red is Dead or something. It's like because the Nazi zombie leader guy escaped, and the protagonist of the last movie is just like, we got to do something about this. I'm raising the communists, and so like he goes to war against the Nazis.
That sounds
Yeah,
perfect.
It sounds good.
I love it so much. Yeah. Anyways,
Jet, we haven't heard your movie yet.
I've been dodging it because I'm just gonna get flack from it from you guys because I know at least Calvin's not the biggest fan of it.
The Conjuring.
No, The Conjuring 2. I really enjoyed The Conjuring 2.
Oh, I don't know.
But go
Yeah,
ahead.
keep going.
Let him
No,
hear him
keep
out.
going. Yeah.
Well,
Keep going.
to talk about it, I'm actually going to talk about a different movie. I'm actually going to talk about It Chapter 1. I like movies that feel like journeys, you feel, and like I can really invest in like the arc of The Conjuring 2. Like I get scared for the characters because I get scared at every horror movie, just so we're clear. But I really am invested in making sure this little girl isn't possessed, and then she is possessed, and I'm like, oh no, and it gets me every time. The nun in that movie is like iconic to me, and I thoroughly enjoy it. And then in the same universe, Annabelle Creation is got to be up there. I know you guys don't like the Annabelle movies, but that one when they're on the farmhouse is so good to me.
I personally will give a pass to Annabelle Creation because it has one of my favorite scenes of a horror movie. Just the scene where she's in the room shooting the ball gun into the dark hallway, right?
Oh,
And then you just hear the footsteps running up the hallway, and she scrambled into bed. That was terrifying because that is an extremely tense scene for me. It's not a jump scare, just hearing the footsteps. Ooh, I love that part. Anyway,
That's a great
that's
scene.
that's a good part.
The
like
similar scene when like it's like the dad or something's downstairs, and I can't remember the scene exactly, so I'm gonna butcher remembering it to you guys real quick. But like Annabelle walks over and then is suddenly like in the shadow is like 9 feet tall now, and he's holding the cross and his fingers bend back. Terrifies me.
Oh, I like that.
it was a really good
I
visual.
don't know.
Absolutely.
I think I don't know. For me, a lot of those movies are forgettable, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think a portion of that, and I don't know. I don't remember a whole lot of the specifics about those movies in general, but like when it comes to like paranormal ghost movies and stuff, it's like I feel like I know nobody's going to die or get hurt at least until the climax. And so the scary stuff that happens like in the middle of the movie just doesn't really matter. You know, it's just like, oh, it's scary for the purpose of being like with that ball scene, you shoot the ball out into the hall and stuff and she crawls back on the bed. It's like, all right, that was kind of spooky, but also like whatever. Like
That's fair.
nothing bad's going to happen. It's just to be scary. I don't know.
I mean, I don't think about movies as critically, I think, because like in my head I'm like, she could die right now. I'm like, they could just pivot in the middle of the plot to a different main character. But it definitely makes sense when you say something like that. Like if I think about that critically, that makes sense.
Yeah, I wish more movies were like that. Like that, I don't know. Those movies are rated PG-13, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, they're. Oh, wait, no. Well, hold on. Annabelle Creation is rated R. What about The Conjuring 2? No, Conjuring 2 is rated R as well. Neat. I didn't know that.
I'd like to spell the word conjuring right now. There we go.
Rated R for really scary.
Yeah, really spooky. Roar.
Ruh-roh.
Roar, Raggy. I don't know. I like, this is gonna sound weird, dark, but like I really like media that's like, yeah, I'll fucking kill all my characters. So what? You know,
Let's kill a
like
kid.
just like fuck,
Whoa,
fuck
whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa!
Yeah, no, exactly. Like keep them on their toes. You just fucking, I don't know, when movies or shows or books or whatever just like drop a character, like they just like die and move on. It's like holy shit. Like I love that because it makes the like feeling, it makes those tense moments like genuine because it's like they actually could just fucking die. I know that now, you know. I love it. It's cool. I don't know. I think maybe that's why movies like Alien and The Thing are so good to me is because like they just they're just killing people. Like they're scary because people will die. They are dying. You know. I don't know. They're awesome.
Sorry, give me 1 second. I was trying to look
Okay.
at if I could get a good list of horror movies where the main character dies, so I could relate more. And then it showed me No Country for Old Men, and I was like, I don't think that one's a horror movie, but okay.
I don't think
It's kinda
Max has
scary.
seen that. Have you seen
It's
No
a
Country for Old
great
Men?
movie.
Thank you for calling me out like that, Calvin. I really appreciate that.
It's okay. It's okay, guys. I'll cut this part from
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. I
They're gonna
fucking
cancel me specifically.
you haven't seen No Country for Old Men? I'm gonna cancel you for that. You should see it. It's amazing. It's really fucking
That's fair.
good.
And I mean, it's one of those movies that's on the list. Like I've been
Yeah,
meaning to watch it forever. I've heard a million good things about it. I just haven't gotten around to it.
it's awesome. It's so fucking good. Love that, Mr.
If I
Sugar.
could, if I could speak on Jets movies for a second,
Yeah,
I when we were in high
I'm glad you
school,
asked
and so
permission.
like, well, I just want to check because if he says no, I'm just gonna shut up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I interrupted. You keep going.
Well, if you're gonna be mean, then no. I'm kidding.
When we were in high school, and I think for me, I was just warming up to horror movies because, like, growing up, I was a very anxious child, and I couldn't handle suspenseful movies at all. Like, I would freak out about everything that's about to happen, and I wouldn't be able to finish the movie. Not even just horror movies, just any children's movie with a suspenseful scene, I would have to stop it and come back to it later. So
Yeah.
in high school, coming into horror, the introduction being The Conjuring, I think was good because I'm not to shit on Jet or anything. It feels very much like baby's first horror movie.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair thing. Like it's very intro level horror, if that makes sense.
Because it's interesting enough that I can engage with it and I can be, oh, that was scary. But I think my most meaningful interaction with the Conjuring series was my first date with Braylee, who is my wife. We came back to her apartment and I'm like, this is one of my favorite movies. Let's watch The Conjuring 2. And she was like, oh, I don't do good with scary movies. And I said, it's okay. I've seen it a few times. It is scary, but it's okay. And then we watched the whole movie and there's not a single reaction from her the entire time. And I just feel like a bitch.
That's funny.
Like it,
What a bitch.
it's still a movie I
kidding.
enjoy. I don't think it's a bad movie per se. I think one of the shortcomings of The Conjuring is its lack of, well, it has potential, but I think it doesn't capitalize on that very well. I think it's got a lot of interesting premises, and I think it's got a lot of interesting stories to tell, but I don't think they push them far enough. Like what Calvin said, if they had just killed the girl in the middle of Annabelle creation and switched to a new main character, and like I know bad things happen at the very end of the movie, but if they were willing to kill more important people,
See,
I
that's
think it'd
the
be more
thing.
interesting.
In a lot of movies like that, like Insidious does it too. Fucking nothing ever happens until the climax, and then the climax happens, and then the old lady gets choked and dies.
Or they'll introduce a character and then 5 minutes later they'll die to try to keep the stakes up, but it's a character we're not invested in, so it doesn't really change anything.
Either some useless No Name dies or nothing happens until the climax.
But not the shit too much on Jet's choice.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I to confuse myself real quick. They're making a Conjuring 4. Just found that out.
Of course they
literally
are.
right now.
Oh God.
Well, yeah,
while
they-
Googling.
They print money, so makes
That's
sense.
true.
It's called
They're
The
all
Conjuring
successful.
4 Last Rites, and I'm looking at the trailer right now. Maybe this is a fake trailer. I could be dumb as rocks, but I think it's. Oh. No, I think this is the real trailer. If I'm wrong, I'll cut this out of the episode. But there's a card in the middle of the trailer that says "From the final chapter of Conjuring Universe." What does that mean? I don't know what that means at all. This can't be real because I don't think that is a coherent.
Is it going to be is this the last movie? Are they just calling it the last movie?
I think so. Final Rites sounds like the last movie.
No, it looks. I'm seeing. It's got an IMDb. It's got a post on Variety. It looks.
Okay,
Yeah, it looks.
so it might be real. That's cool. I'm excited. To
Well,
see that.
okay. The trailer on YouTube has over 1 million views. It looks real. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I fall for things hook, line, and sinker all the time.
No, you're
I
good.
thought. What's the
Director Michael Chavez. It's got a release
Is
date
that a
for
new-
September.
Is that a new director?
I don't know who directed the other
James
ones.
Wan did the first two, I think. Right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Okay, I really didn't
yeah.
want to be wrong on that.
James
No, it is
Wan
James
was the
Wan.
director for the first few. He's producing this one, and it looks like this is the guy who did Curse of La Llorona, The Devil Made Me Do It, and The Nun 2.
La Llorona?
So
Oh,
that's not
Isn't-
not a sterling track record.
record.
I haven't seen The Nun 2, but The Devil Made Me Do It was bad.
Guy, yeah, the devil did it. That was crazy.
You put it right in the title. Like, come on.
Like, what an idiot.
Be
Now
so
we know
for
exactly
real.
what's gonna happen.
Oh, that's disheartening. Anyways, sorry. I've got other horror movie I'd like to pivot to if we can.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I think it's really, really good. Have you guys seen Smile?
I've not, but
I-
I've heard
I
good
haven't.
things.
I don't know. Keith watched it and he was pretty scared of smiling for a couple days.
That's an odd takeaway from the movie, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Made my brother-in-law cry, and he's just, I don't know if he just doesn't take horror movies well or what, but I watched it and I thought it was really good.
Mhm.
But by far, like, cause so it's like, I'm not gonna spoil the whole movie or whatever, but like the core theme is like no one believes what's happening to her, and so the whole movie is her like, believe me, and everyone's like, you're crazy, like, and then it like these horrible things are happening to her, and it's just like that that might be my worst fear of being haunted by a demon and not being able to convince anyone it's real.
Oh,
It really
yeah.
got me bad. It's a good movie. It's got a corny bit or two, and it's got its flaws, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really excited to see the second one.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to touch on the fact that like I can't handle the thought of no one believing me. So if I get haunted by a demon and I tell you guys and you don't believe me, we're not friends anymore, okay?
Okay. It is first off, deal. I get it.
I believe you in a heartbeat,
Yeah.
honestly.
Is that why you like? Because I know you're a big fan of It Follows, right? Is it because you like It Follows? Is that kind of like a similar reason?
Yeah, a very similar thing. I think so. In It Follows, like you get more like she's eventually able to convince her friends it's real,
Yeah.
which it's got the same like effect. Like you're like no one's believing her. She's just gonna get murdered by this thing. It's Smile. It feels a lot more isolated because like again I don't want to spoil too much, but like she goes to like her fiance or whatever, and she's like, "There's a murdering demon thing following me," and he's like, "You're insane." And I'm like, I get in real life why he'd say that, but like I'd be so mad. So like
And I think that's fair. Like if something like that was happening to you, you'd want the people around you to believe you at least, if not fully understand the situation. Just be like, okay, yeah, I guess I can help.
exactly. Like
I guess. Well, I'll entertain this.
you
Like,
guys should
even if it's
definitely watch
begrudging.
Smile.
Yeah.
Going on the list.
Going on the list. I had a list pulled up, and I've only added the No Country for Old Men because I forgot the first thing Max said. But
And that's not a horror movie.
it is not a horror movie. It's just on the list.
Yeah.
You know, I put Superbad on there.
It's on there.
Put Superbad, yeah. It's pretty scary.
All right. Any other horror movies you guys want to touch on real quick?
Like 100. Okay, I can focus myself. Okay. Top. Oh God, how many do I want to do?
Top 73.
Okay, I was gonna say like top 25.
Okay, lightning round. Top 5 horror movies. I'll start, and then we'll go around.
Oh, we're all going? I have to.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's lightning round. It doesn't have to be like a perfect list. It's just like the top 5 horror movies you can think of right now that you really enjoy. The Ritual is number 1 for me. Nope, by Jordan Peele, is directed by Jordan Peele. I think it's written and directed by Jordan Peele. It's my favorite movie of all time, and it's my definitely number 2 favorite horror movie. It is a fantastic film, and it transitions to one of the best Westerns I've seen ever. I don't watch Westerns a whole lot, so maybe that's skewed a little bit, but fantastic cowboy movie, fantastic alien movie, fantastic horror movie. Nope is just an incredible movie all around. I love it to death.
I have not seen it.
It's
I also
incredible.
haven't seen
Highly recommend. Like, God, I cannot praise it enough. It is beautifully shot. The cinematography is incredible. The actors are incredible. Daniel Kaluuya is one of my favorite actors, and he does such a good job in this movie. I don't want to spoil a lot of it, but the alien is incredible. All of the scenes related to the alien are so tense and so engaging. I love it to death. It's an incredible movie. Put it on the list. That's movie night. I think The Thing is also one of my favorite horror movies. I love The Thing to death. It's an incredible movie, and it's so. Oh God, I remember the visceral reaction I had the first time seeing it when the dog split open.
Yeah.
It just like I pulled back and went, ugh.
It's cool.
God, it's so cool. Absolutely.
I fucking love that movie for like the practical effects. It's so good.
It's really impressive. Absolutely. It's disgusting, but it's really impressive.
Yeah.
Watch that later. I don't know if this one falls. I want to call it a horror movie, but it might be more like a thriller. But American Psycho.
Never seen it.
Maybe. It's good. I really like that movie.
The case could be made that it's a horror movie. I do think it is more on the thriller side.
Yeah, if it scares you, I guess.
It's certainly an upsetting movie.
Yeah.
It's not a movie you want to watch on a date, and I also found that out in practice, and that was a genuinely terrible time. Also, pro tip, if you're on a date with someone, don't watch a movie that you love because you're going to ignore them the whole time and focus on the movie.
Oh, well.
Or that's just me specifically. Pro tip for Max, if you're going on a date with me, don't let me put on a movie that I love because I will only watch the movie.
Duly noted. Next time we go out, we'll watch a bad
date
movie.
we have.
Make out.
Let's watch
time.
I've got plenty of bad movies.
Yeah.
I love this idea. Man, I put myself in a position where I need to name 5 horror movies that I love, and then I go through the top 3. I love.
We'd always cycle back.
Come back to me on the last 2 because I'm fighting myself to fill those spots.
Jet, do you have yours?
I've got my top 4, but I'd like to revisit these eventually because I'm just looking at a list of horror movies and I'm like, I really like that one, and I put it on the list.
I can go. These aren't in any particular order. I don't know. I have a hard time saying anything's my favorite anything.
Me being your favorite person.
Huh?
I said except me being your favorite person, and then I did a little
Yeah,
heart
well,
in the air.
obviously, Jet. Mwah.
Oh, sorry.
Mwah.
Mwah.
I'm gonna
Mwah.
Gotta
kill
cut that out.
myself.
I'm kidding. It was a gaffe. It was a joke.
Gonna have to cut out the kissy noises.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna leave if you do that. I'm not part
I
of this
won't. I
project
won't. I won't
anymore.
cut it out.
Okay.
Calvin's first
Um.
and last episode. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so The Thing. I really like The Thing. You already touched on that. And Alien. Both of those are going on the list. Um, I also. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Jacob's Ladder, but I really like Jacob's Ladder.
Okay.
I think is that also from like the 80s or 90s? Hold on. Jacob's Ladder. It's about this Vietnam. It's from 1990. It's about a Vietnam vet, and he is fighting against like these hallucinations. It's like a very psychological horror, and it's pretty sick.
Mhm.
And then I think I told you about Climax. Have I told you about Climax? I'm pretty sure I watched
I think
that.
so.
I'm pretty sure, at least with Jet, I watched that like while I was in a chat.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, I really like Climax. That's a French movie, and it's like I don't know, spoilers, I guess. But it's like a French dance team go out to like this I don't know this building or whatever, and do a rehearsal. And once they're done with that, they just kind of party. But like, oh no! So all of a sudden, they're all drugged, and just like bad stuff happens because they were all like spiked, like they were the punch was spiked or whatever with drugs, with
Okay.
LSD, and it's just kind of like a series of bad things happening, and it's like I don't know. It's not like ghosts or monsters or anything. It's just people that are high out of their minds and they aren't perceiving the world in normally and yeah. And then you just kind of like, who the fuck spiked it? What happened the whole time? And it's like revealed, and it's like it was that bitch.
That's how they get you.
Really good. Yeah. I really like it. It's really trippy and it's very panic inducing.
Okay.
Sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's really fucking sweet. I don't know, what's a fifth? What's a fifth horror movie? I've only ever seen 4. Fucking, you know what horror movie I hate?
Number 5 is most hated, favorite to hate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
I've only
following.
ever seen 5, and I hate the 5th one.
I know you aren't gonna say the movie I think you're gonna say.
What do you think I'm gonna say? 'Cause
I'm
you're
not gonna
wrong.
say it. Moving on.
Okay. Actually,
What
I
movie
have
do you hate? I was thinking that. I'm gonna actually censor out that word when I edit this episode. I'm not kidding.
Really?
I'm not letting other people watch that movie
All right. Well, I'm
until
gonna.
we do our like annual watch of it.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you're gonna have to censor it twice. Fun, Dad.
Anyways, what movie do you hate, Calvin?
So hold on. In a genuine sense, I hate the. I was gonna say The Terrifier, just because like
Yeah.
I don't like how excessively like I get the point is like the gore and stuff, but like man, it's just hard to watch. I don't think it's scary. It's just people dying. It's the inverse of The Conjuring. It's like I know they're going to die, and they're going to die horribly, and I don't want to watch it.
Like, get this over with.
Watching it though, because I hear the second one's really good.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear people like them. It's just like I've seen bits and pieces, and it's like holy shit, no thanks.
I've seen bits and pieces of the first one, and I hear the first one's also like, as far as movies go, bad. But like, I hear the second one's like actually got like a good, as much of a plot as you can have. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's good for it. I'm proud for it. I'm happy for it.
Maybe
That's
we'll have to
cool.
watch those movies. Was that what you were gonna
I'm
say though?
gonna
When
that
go
that's
ahead.
what I thought of initially, but I was looking through like horror movies because I have a bad memory and can't think of anything under pressure.
For sure, I get
Um,
you.
and I saw the Babadook, and I fucking hate the Babadook. That shit, I watched that like on my own while I was just like chilling one day, and it was the worst. I don't know why I don't know why I watched the whole thing. I just hate the kid. I hate the kid so much. I'm upset that he didn't just die.
This kid should have died.
He should have fucking died. Like, Scary Hat Man! Ah! You know, just
I
screaming.
haven't seen the movie, so I'm taking your plot synopsis of Scary Hat Man
Wait,
as I should probably just
That's pretty
pass.
much it.
the kid he just screams a lot. He's really loud and he's really annoying and he's like just stupid. And there's this
Why can't
book.
you be normal?
I don't know. Well, yeah. Why can't? And the mom's just like yelling. The mom hates him too. The mom fucking hates her son.
Is this
And she,
we're watching a domestic abuse, not domestic abuse, child abuse movie? Is that what this is?
yeah, it's about an annoying ass kid and his mom putting up with his shit until the Hat Man tries to kill them both.
Bro, the Jets need the Hat Man this year. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah. So, huh?
The New York Jets need the Hat Man.
I don't do sports ball.
Oh, the quarterback for the New York Jets is Aaron Rodgers, and he likes to do, is it ashwagandha? I don't know. He likes to do psychedelics, and he fled to South America during training camp because he kept seeing the
Oh.
Hat Man. Allegedly. I read this all online. This could be made up. But it was like he's missed the first 3 practices, and then someone reached out to him for comment, and he's like, I can't stop seeing him.
I love that.
Like the funniest thing to me. And now they're terrible.
Uh-huh.
But I remember when it first
Dude,
got
the
announced
Hat
that he had,
Man was holding them together.
dude, yeah. I remember when it was first announced that he was in South America. I saw this thing and it was like, when you see him throw a pass to no one, just know he's looking for the Hat Man, wide open downfield. And I thought that was really silly.
That is funny. Can I hold on? Sorry to divert away from the Hat Man.
Please ever Hat Man.
Yeah, I can't deal with the Hat Man anymore. The Descent.
Ooh.
The Descent?
Huh?
Wait, are we talking about movies? No, you said you hate the
Oh no.
Babadook.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
sorry. The Descent. I don't hate the Descent. I like the Descent. I
Okay.
really like the Descent. I think it's cool, and I think it's scary, and I remember really liking like reading about how like the director. I'm pretty sure this is the movie, but it's like the lighting. Like it was like we're not gonna use artificial lighting. We're gonna use the lighting in the scene. You know, and so
Yeah.
everything just looked really natural, and it was just awesome.
Did we,
And
sorry.
huh?
Did we ever watch The Descent too?
I think so, yeah, and it was worse. It was like
Yeah,
way
it's
worse.
just they took everything good about the first one and got rid of it.
Yeah,
What is this? Pacific Rim?
I don't think I've seen
Anyway,
that.
sorry. Continue raving about how
Yeah,
good The Descent one is.
well, I was just gonna say that it was for a long time. It was like the only horror movie Emma ever watched, and it like gave her nightmares so bad that she just stopped watching horror movies.
Just gonna bail after the first one?
Yeah, well, last night she actually watched The Shining for the first time. So
Ooh.
yeah, which is also good. I really like The Shining. I just finished rereading the book, and it's really good. Anyways,
Put The Shining on the list. Is it list worthy, guys, or should I just pass?
oh yeah, I mean we can put it on the list. I like it a lot. I think it's great.
Okay.
I don't know. I think about The Shining and like, oh, it's really good. I fucking love The Shining. And then I think about how like Stanley Kubrick like abused the woman who plays Wendy. It's like,
Well, if I can chime in, it is a bit of a myth that Shelley Duvall was heavily abused on set.
Is it a myth?
Yeah, she's just a really good actress. Like she was able to pull that performance
Oh.
together because she's good at what she does, and like there might have been some unhealthy work conditions, but
Mm,
by and large, Shelley Duvall is just a really good actress, and the myth is propagated a bit to add to the veneer of the movie.
I gotcha. I don't know. I believed it because Stanley Kubrick, um, I
I mean, he
think
looks
was
like that.
crazy. It was just a
Yeah.
Looks
little.
like he beats women is a crazy thing for us to say in our first
Well,
episode.
I don't
Maybe I
know.
cut that part.
He was. I don't
Holy
know.
shit,
Eccentric.
guys.
it,
Fuck.
He's a guy. I don't know.
it
Eccentric.
was
All right,
more
we're gonna.
it was more
Okay.
that he looks like he does weird shit for the sake of his art, not
No, he
specifically that
does.
he looks like he
It,
beats women for his art.
it isn't that he looks like he does weird shit for the sake of his art. It's that he does. Like when he
That's
was
probably why he
making,
looks like that.
yeah, when he was making 2001, he like went into a warehouse and like fucking got high on paint fumes trying to mix the perfect paints and drop them from various heights and shit to like make the perfect space background. You know,
Okay,
like
but did
he's
he do that on purpose?
did he do that? Probably. He
Did he get
also
high on purpose?
well, he was also doing LSD, so yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
was on LSD and then got high off paint fumes.
I
Yeah,
was like,
you
I
can
could definitely accidentally get high on paint fumes. I was
you
like,
can
that's not
dude,
that bad.
you can tell that he was fucking high out of his gourd watching that movie because there's this part towards the end. Fucking weird movie. The first part's weird but really good, and then the like act 2 is like just actually like great cinema. And then the act 3 is just it's absurd. It's just an actual LSD trip because it starts with like I don't know. It's like a 10-minute wormhole scene with just flashing colors. Like you're just traveling through a wormhole. It's like and it's just rainbow colors. You're just like looking through a kaleidoscope for 10 minutes.
10 minutes? I don't think I'd
Yeah,
hold my attention for 10 minutes.
I remember I got like 5 minutes in, and I was like, "Fucking Stanley Kubrick," and I started skipping through it and just getting really angry that I was wasting my time watching it. And then like after that, it's like it's so fucking weird. There's like this like giant baby or something. I don't know. I don't remember the last
Yeah,
part very well because it
the
was
giant
just
baby.
weird. Yeah, I don't know. It was really fucking weird.
Law. If I
Yeah.
can listen to 3 consecutive hours of Nugget and a Biscuit, I can probably watch 10 minutes of Flash Colors.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You did do that.
Good lord.
I don't know. It's like already a really long movie. It's like 95% of it is great though. So
I'm not going to add that one to the list quite yet. That kind of sounds like a lot. I'm not going to lie.
That
you're
sounds
not gonna
awful. It sounds like a terrible time.
Yeah,
2001?
yeah, it just sounds like there's a
Well,
10-minute spot in the middle of the movie that's going to lose
Hang
me.
on.
yeah,
What
but then
could we like put 2001 on the TV and then have like Subway Surfer playing on the bottom?
just to hold our attention.
2001 with Subway Surfer is going on the list.
Yeah, okay.
All right, I'm gonna burn through my top 5 really quick, just because
Okay.
I don't have a ton to say about the first ones. Obviously, number 1, Conjuring 2. Number 2, Annabelle Creation. I'm basic as shit. The second one, I wanna bring attention to the fact that I think a big part of enjoying horror movies comes from the fact that I still get scared shitless every time I watch anything, and like the scenario where you watch it, like most of these movies we watched in Calvin's room. And so I've got great memories about all of those. But this one specifically, I think Max was there. I think it was me and you, Max. And we watched it while we were house sitting. We watched The Strangers.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God. That might have been the dumbest thing we could have ever done. House sitting
That-
alone as high school students and then watching a home invasion movie. We could have thought that one through a little better. Maybe.
Oh my, that was a really, I remember enjoying it at the time and then still like waking up the next day and be like, wow, we didn't die. I enjoyed this.
It's a good movie. But oh my God, like the actual fear it instilled in me just because the situation we were in. I was like, this is fucking stupid.
We nailed that, absolutely.
Yeah. And then number 4, this one, I think I only put on the list because I just watched it like a few months ago, and then I just watched a movie review channel on YouTube gush about it. Sinister goes crazy. It's like it's got bits that are like hard to watch, and I really enjoy it. Like it's genuinely scary to me, as all of these are. But I watched someone just gush about it, and he gushed about the score, and so I had to like I went back and re-listened to some of the score from the movie, which is something I've never done. And I was like, they did do a good job making this movie sound fucking terrifying. And then number
Which one
5,
is, sorry,
Okay.
real quick, which one is Sinister again? Because a lot of these movies are just named after scary words.
That's fair. Sinister's the one with the tapes. It's the dad moves his family into a house where there was a murder, and he's trying to write the book, and then he finds the tapes in the attic, and he starts watching them, and they're just murders. And then he's like, "We gotta move out of here." And so he moves his family back, and then the cop calls, and he's like, "The murders happen when you move out of the house." And then it turns out it's like a daughter, or not a daughter, like the kid murders the family or something. It's crazy. It's a really good movie.
Interesting.
It's also got a boogeyman that looks really cool, and it ends on a terrible jump scare.
Oh, perfect.
I love that.
So other than that, there's not tons of jump scares. Other than like the last 1 second of the movie, it's like the most cliche jump scare. And then, sorry, number 5. This one, watched with Calvin, absolutely adored it. As above, so below. I don't think I understood this movie, but it's a really good movie.
That's the Paris catacombs, right?
Mm-hmm. It's the tunnels.
Yeah, it's found footage, right?
Which I'm usually not a fan of, but I think it works really well.
Yeah, I remember really liking it. I don't remember a ton about it, but I remember just like having a good time watching it.
I remember not being there when you guys watched it.
Yeah. I don't think it was good, but I remember having a good time watching it.
I think it was good. I'd say it was good,
Yeah.
but I also, again, this was from me looking at a list of horror movies, and these aren't even like, we've probably seen, 200 together. So these probably aren't a good top 5, but they are what I've written.
What about Lights Out?
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Because I remember when we watched that. That's like one of the few that
was an
paranormal
affecting
movies.
movie.
Yeah, that's one of the few paranormal movies that actually scared me. That was a fucking fat minute ago, but I remember really liking that one.
I'm already scared of the dark, so that wasn't good for me personally.
Yeah.
I kind of try to block that one out as much as I can.
Yeah, it's like that's
a fucking movie.
Yeah, that's like a turn off the lights and then you gotta run up the stairs kind of moment, you know.
Exactly.
I think we did that.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was that? The movie where when I went down to the bathroom? Well, obviously after every movie, I made you guys come down to the bathroom with me. But which was the one we watched where I looked up some Latin prayer and then pulled the Jake Paul poster out?
Oh my god, we used the Jake Paul poster as a holy writ, and I played Kendrick Lamar music because ghosts are afraid of Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, dude, I can't remember what movie we watched, but I think it might have been Lights Out because that one got me bad.
I think that was it. Yeah,
I like it though. Like it was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It was just scary.
Speaking of good time horror movies, it's a trilogy, so it's gotta go on the list. But I think they're based off Stephen King books, but it's called Fear Street, and it's they're all on Netflix. They all came out like right after each other. Go ahead.
I think that was a Goosebumps spin-off. I think that was R.L. Stein making slightly more mature stories.
It was R.L. Stein. I knew it was a famous writer, and I really thought I was safe with Stephen King, but it was R.L. Stein for sure.
Okay, I was gonna say that doesn't sound familiar at all, and I really like Stephen King.
You know, I watched them all. The first one's kind of bad because they have to set up so much, but when you see all the setup pay off in the second and third one, you're like, okay, the movies are okay. They're good movies. They're really fun. But the first one, I remember watching it, and I watched it with Sarah, and I was like, I don't understand what is happening. 100 things just happened, and then the second and third movie slow down and explain everything. I'm like, this is so worth the first one being a cluttered mess.
That's cool.
And then I've got 2 other movies I want to talk about real quick. One,
Oh my god,
I
absolutely. Good lord.
I also
What?
thought of that one. It was cool.
So good.
Mm.
I
That
watched
was
it.
that was an extremely upsetting movie.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. I think on my rewatch, the worst part of the movie is like watching the mother deal with the loss. I think that's the hardest part of the movie for me to watch on rewatch.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched it with Camden, who doesn't watch horror movies, and it just holy shit! What a deep end to dive into because we were just sitting there shaking. He's like, "We got to turn the lamp on." So we were watching it in the light, just terrified. We both had COVID, and we were just shaking in our boots. Oh, it was so. It's just so much fun.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Absolutely horrifying.
Hold on, doesn't, aren't they like driving and she like fucking,
She's
I
trying to
don't know,
breathe because she's having the peanut allergy
Yeah.
uh,
and or not
she
peanut
like,
walnut allergy, and she gets hit by a or she
She
head
hits
hits
she's a,
a power pole. And just
yeah.
okay, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna rewatch it real quick because I remember
gonna rewatch the whole movie
thinking
real
it's kind
quick.
of fun.
Is it kind of funny?
It's vaguely
Yeah, yeah,
comedic,
yeah. She's
but
leaning out the window and gets fucking smacked.
it's
Ah,
comedic in a way that makes you feel bad about yourself.
I love
Oh
Jesus,
my
Calvin.
god. Yeah, dude. Oh, she just snaps like a twig.
It's so rough for me because like the scenes following that are like
That's
the
rough.
son sitting there blank faced, drives home and goes and lays in bed, and then you don't see the mom find the kid. She just
Uh-huh.
goes out and screams. That's terrible. And then it
Oh yeah,
cuts
that's
to just a
awesome.
shot of the head on the side of the road.
Mm.
That's terrible. That's the worst shit. Oh,
A lot of really terrible decisions that make a really, really, really good movie. And I say terrible as in like very upsetting, very off putting, but it's a beautiful
Yeah.
movie.
now
Dude,
to go ahead.
oh, never mind. No, I was just gonna say like it's completely unrelated, but movies where it's like a series of bad decisions give me anxiety. It's just like fuck, stop. What are you doing? Like Uncut Gems.
Oh, when
Yeah.
he goes gambling, can't handle it,
Yeah. Again.
and then he hits, and I'm like,
Yeah. Anyway, good movie, but yeah,
I've
upsetting.
now got to pivot from because that's A24 does Hereditary, right?
Hmm.
I'm not
They
sure.
also do
They do a
Midsummer, right?
lot.
Yeah.
I've got a hot take.
It's
I
usually at
don't
the
like
A24
Midsummer.
Blumhouse. You don't like Midsummer?
I don't like Midsummer.
Why? I don't really consider it's like I don't think it's scary. It's hard for me to call it a horror movie, but like I like it. I think it's great.
I, again, maybe this is me. Like I don't think about movies a ton. I'm a
Oh,
kind of take what they give me kind of guy.
yeah,
But like I just feel like not enough happens. Like there's
really.
stuff that I don't know. There's stuff that I'm like I don't know how this loops in at all or what's going on here. And like there's some really good scenes like but like I think I'm missing a large part of the movie. Like I don't understand like
Put it on the
metaphors.
list. We need to watch this again because
Yeah, I don't.
I don't
it does have a lot going on, but I think it's really interesting. I think it's hard to consider it a horror movie because a lot of its scares happen in the daylight, and we're not used to that.
It's just I don't know,
that's
suspenseful. I think
yeah.
like you
Yeah,
get scared for the characters, but it in a like kind of just like empathetic movie kind of way. Like I'm just attached to these characters kind of way.
yeah.
It's not horror.
Here's my thing. So like I bring it up not I'm not gonna spend an entire 20 minutes dogging on Midsummer. I just didn't not enough happens for me to be that interested. I'm gonna be shot in the comments for saying Conjuring 2 favorite horror movie. Midsummer
Yeah, I know.
ass. I'm gonna be not well liked. I bring it up because there's another movie that I'm putting up on the list that we have to watch.
Oh,
Because it's kind of similar in the like it's a person and they go and they like are around a cult, but like it's like isolated and it's like it focuses on one character or whatever. It's Apostle. It's on Netflix.
Ooh,
I adore this movie. I think it's
absolutely.
Midsummer if things happened. I really enjoy Apostle.
You gotta stop saying that.
Like
I haven't seen them.
to me it's what Midsummer could have been. Like things happen and like it feels like because I think Midsummer's more like you follow this character like and their growth or deterioration. I don't know. I don't think I really understood why the girl was smiling at the end of the movie. Is where I'm at. But Apostle, I'm like, he's going there to do this, and like he's gonna be the hero. I think like it's just simpler, and as the caveman I am, that really helped me.
Hey, hold on. I'm pretty sure. So it's been a while since I've seen Midsummer. But isn't she? Because the whole time she's like feeling unappreciated and unwanted and not listened to, like by her friends and by her boyfriend, especially. You know, and she like her relationship worsens with her boyfriend, and then she sees her boyfriend, actively having sex with one of the other women from the cult.
Yeah.
And then it's just like this extremely like vulnerable emotional state that she's in, and everybody else in the cult is like welcoming her, and she like becomes the fucking flower queen or whatever. And it's like this extreme high she's getting from the cult while being at her lowest in regards to like her friends. And so she like feels accepted and wants to stay, is the thing. But like all these horrible things happened to everybody else, So it's like the mental deterioration and conversion of whatever her name is, and like just the slaughter of her friends.
It. I don't know.
Yeah,
I get it. I understand what you're saying. Though all those words you just said made sense. I
yeah,
just think like it doesn't captivate my attention well enough. And that
that's
might be a
why.
me thing. Almost certainly a me thing. It's a very well liked movie.
Yeah.
But to me I'm just
Jet, you might
like
just be a bad person.
I might just be a bad person for this take. But like I've watched people talk about it and they're like this movie's so good and this and I'm like I just don't like I think I've seen it twice and I'll watch it a third time, but like it's just
It's
not
just slow.
it's not for me.
It's just slow and, well, fuck, I don't know, because you like No Country for Old Men, right?
Well, Men's fucking excellent.
And that movie is like really slow at certain parts. Like it's just like shit happening.
Every time something happens in that movie. Of every bit of that movie. It's so good.
I think you might have been asleep when you watched Midsummer, because I don't understand what you're talking about.
I
I don't
didn't
know.
want to address it too much,
It
but I
didn't
think we just need to do
captivate
a
my attention
rewatch.
enough. Sure. I'll put my reputation on the line. I'll rewatch Midsummer, and then if I still don't like it, I'm gonna be more critical.
Yeah, deal. That's fine. I mean, it's a movie. You're allowed to not like it.
Yeah, but
I'm not.
I think it's my weird part with it is I don't dislike mini movies,
Uh,
but Midsummer I'm like
me neither.
yeah, sure, Calvin, sure. Midsummer just couldn't hold me.
That's fair.
That's right.
Real quick, I'd like to go back and finish my list because I was wishy-washy a little bit at the end. Top 5 for me, and it is a bit of a fight because there's so many horror movies that I enjoy and want to put on the list. But the top 5 for now, at least until next Halloween, until I watch all these horror movies again. The Ritual, Nope, The Thing, Skinamarink.
I don't know what that is.
Skinamarink is like a 40-minute long indie horror film. It's shot very
Holy shit.
unconventionally. It's from the perspective of these two children. Their house suddenly loses all of its windows and doors, and their parents disappear. And it's an incredibly tense film because it's from the perspective of these children, and they don't know what's going on, and they have no idea how to like conceptualize the gravity of the situation because like they can't get out of this house anymore, and the parents are gone, so they just treat it like sleepover, more or less. They set up all their toys in the living room and just put on the TV, and we don't ever you don't ever really see any of the characters. It's difficult to explain, and I don't want to spoil it, but it is a movie that it needs to be watched, ideally in the dark.
Mhm.
Braylee and I watched it together in the dark, and it was so ominous and off-putting that we had to stay up even later so we could have more time to sit in the lights so we could feel better about ourselves before we went to bed. But Skinamarink is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's on Hulu right now. It's incredible. Number 5 for me, The Autopsy of Jane Doe. I think I watched this with Calvin.
Was Jet not there?
I don't think I was there. I don't think I've seen it.
Oh,
I think it was just you and
really?
me, yeah.
Huh. I remember
'Cause I
liking
remember
that one. I remember
We watched
enjoying
it. We watched it in the living room because your parents weren't around.
Oh.
We didn't have to hide in the upstairs. But that
Hide
is
in the upstairs.
The Autopsy of Jane Doe is another really interesting movie because it doesn't have a conventional antagonist. The whole movie, they're doing an autopsy on this girl who unidentified Jane Doe person, and as they're opening her up, more and more ghostly things start happening, and they find these tattoos on the inside of her skin, and like she's missing organs, and there's extra stuff that's not supposed to be in there, and it's terrifying because the antagonist of the film is a dead body lying on a table, and you know that whatever happens is going to be terrible, and it can't be stopped because what are you going to do about a dead body?
Watch that one. That sounds good.
Shoot it.
Put it on the list. Absolutely. It's a blast. It's really interesting. It's a lot of fun. It is, I think ominous is just the best word for it.
All right. Well, this has been a good episode number to be determined. Hopefully our Halloween-ish episode.
Here, can we do a bit at the end real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Favorite Halloween costume from childhood? Go.
David Pumpkins.
That was a blast. That was really well coordinated by 2 of us.
Yeah, by 2 out of 3 of us. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yes, it was. We will not name who the third that was not well coordinated was. And then mine's got to be. I'm gonna have to go with the year my dad made me Optimus Prime out of cardboard boxes. That was pretty.
That
sick.
was incredible. I love that.
Oh,
Absolutely.
that was sick. Yeah.
I was really happy with that one.
Oh man, for me, I think 3-way tie. The one year I made a kid cry with my scarecrow costume because I like stitched a burlap sack and I cut out like the eye and mouth hole, sewed them together with this thick black thread. It was terrifying. Made a kid cry. Felt terrible about it in the moment, but it was very funny. Absolutely.
That's kind of a win. Like, it was a good costume.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I went out and showed him it's just a mask, and I gave him extra candy, and he would not stop crying.
I remember that.
No, you're definitely a demon.
Well, because we were at Jet's sister's house, and someone knocked on the door, and I'm like, I'll get it. So I put on the mask, and I open it, and I say, trick or treat. And the little kid dressed as like Batman loses it immediately.
Oh.
I remember how bad that was.
That or I don't remember. I only vaguely remember it, but I dressed up as the ocean one year. I just wore blue clothes, and my parents like hot glued a bunch of fish and like SpongeBob characters to my clothing, so I was the ocean.
That's good. That is scary. I think that would make me cry.
I'm scared of the ocean.
I remember it being a hit. I'm also terrified of the ocean now, so maybe that affected me somehow.
How would I dress up as like heights?
It's all conceptual. I was the road one year. Like I just had a black shirt with the yellow dots, and they taped cars to me.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Heights isn't a physical thing. Maybe I could dress up as like I don't know.
Like the sky, and then like have your head have a little stick figure body underneath it, and then you're in like a body suit.
I was thinking of dressing up as like maybe like a line graph and just being labeled like Miles. just going up my body. I'm just like 100 miles tall.
Just like wear a ladder. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be a really funny giant costume, actually. Like I just like label myself as being really tall.
You just write "afraid of heights" on a shirt and call it good.
Yeah. Fuck, that's funny. I like that a lot.
Right,
I'm gonna
like
do that.
We'll work on
manual breathing on a shirt. Just fuck up everyone.
that. Anything else?
No,
Uh,
I just want to say thank you
I
to
love you.
everyone for. Okay, I love you too, Calvin. Thank you everyone for showing up to this recording. I'm so glad we could all be here.
That didn't sound really. Hold on, that didn't sound really intelligent. You said that because you felt obligated.
That was
I'm
not
hurt.
genuine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to say it, but like,
I love you,
just saying, if it's not gonna be genuine, don't say it at all.
Calvin. I
No.
love you.
I love you.
But you're just saying it because he made a big deal out about it now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit both of you. I don't have a good way to like wrap this up. We don't have like a bookend saying or anything.
Yeah.
And I feel cringy telling people to like and subscribe. So we're just gonna like, did we just cut to black?
Everyone who subscribes right now gets a pint of my blood.
Ooh, I like
Dude,
the
hold
offer.
on. That's dangerous. I don't know. Actually, we're at
I can
most.
just make more blood. Like I get more
That's
blood.
true. Also, we're probably at most 1 pint.
No,
I have a
It's-
pint next to me
if
right
you
now.
subscribe after the first one, like you just have to wait some time for him to replenish his pint of blood.
Yeah.
I have more than 1 pint on me. Like I can do more than 1 pint.
I'm picturing the disclaimer I'm gonna have to put at the end of this. It's a bit rough.
And I'm picturing the reclaimer that I'm going to put below that saying I have more blood.
Yeah. It's like a subscription to like a future service, you know.
Well, it's still just 1 pint if they subscribe right now. Like I'm not going to keep supplying
Okay.